Alright, welcome to another edition of Casual Mode. My name is Adam Vitale and I'm driving today, and today we are looking at Star Renegades. With me are James Glizio,
Hey,
Bryan Vitale,
Hello.
and George Foster.
Holy crap, what an intro that was.
Yeah,
Is this another indie roguelike?
yes, another one. A lot of indie roguelikes.
It's been 3 weeks, so it's okay.
Right. So this is Star Renegades. It releases for PC on September 8th, and for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch later this year. So should be up as soon as this video goes live. And it is in development at Massive Damage, which they are a studio. They recently previously put out Halcyon 6, which is like a strategy game, I believe. But Star Renegades is, like you said, an indie roguelike game, and despite what you just saw in the opening animation, I will just state outright up front here that it is not really a story-driven game in any sense. That's just like a very base premise behind it. But otherwise, it's sort of like what it is this endless roguelike battle between that like takes place over multiple dimensions. So I actually have a file here that I've already completed a complete run through the game. But how the game is structured is that it's endless, and so you can basically just run through it over and over again to unlock more characters and more bonuses and things like that. So let me just pop right in here. You start the game in a cantina, which is very Star Wars inspired.
Star Warsy? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
Even sounds like it.
Yeah, there's Star Wars inspirations all over the place, and as you can see, it is a pixel art roguelike. There's a dog in here that is an interesting little character, but I don't see him right now, so I'm gonna skip. So this is sort of like your home base area. And
definitely like the art style quite a bit, where it's like obviously pixel art based, but also it's got a 3D perspective to it.
Yeah. So this is your like base where you get upgrades and things. Like for example, I've already gotten a few upgrades from the droid lab here, which is like, for example, you can find DNA and credits thrown about during your run and things like that. Here are some
So
things.
if you had, sorry to like interrupt, but if you had started a new file and didn't jump in, would it pretty much also just throw you right here?
No, you get a small tutorial, but I just decided to jump in. Like, this is what most of the time you're playing the game will look like. So I'm skipping like a small little tutorial mission that kind of unlocks that kind of goes through the battle system. So I've already unlocked various types of characters. But here, I'm just going to go ahead and start another run. So, these are the characters I've unlocked. This character is actually locked right now for weird reasons, because I think I have to do another run to unlock her. She's like the main character you saw in the opening. I haven't unlocked everyone, so I'm missing this person. And then, like, you can also unlock, like, this person is... Where do I start here? So each character has, like, a different class. And no classes are shared, really. So, like, Win Cyphex is a Valkyrie, Zerx Nurza is an Archon, Nodo Kalthoris.
These are very
That sounds very Star Wars.
names.
Yeah, exactly. Nodo Kalthoris. If you didn't tell me otherwise, I think that's a Star Wars name. Saboteur. So, like, they're all different classes. So, basically, what I'm getting at is each character is unique. But you can unlock progeny. So, like, I also have Vash Kalthoris, who is his son, who has a slightly different like skills that he learns. So basically, I have to pick 3 characters to start with for my run, and each character has different bonuses and things that they learn. I should just mention right away that this game is pretty dense in terms of all the different stats and numbers and things you have to keep track of. So I know there's going to be a lot on the screen, and I'm not going to try to bore you by explaining all of it piecemeal, but I'm going to pick this person, Davion Cyphex, this person, and who else? Let's go all physical, this person. All right. Each character can have different perks, which is basically like what type. It's like a version of that character. So, like, for example, if I set this person as Punisher, his damage increases. If I set him as Defender, his health increases. This person, I can get him Reaver, which has him Pierce Armor, or Interceptor, which has his delays improved. or this person, so on. All right. Normal.
Man, that dude just wouldn't stop spinning his gun.
Yeah.
Are the child characters like procedurally generated, or are they actually like written?
I think I'm not sure.
The reason why I ask is because when you first brought that up, what I thought of was Rogue Legacy, which that's like the whole premise of that game is whenever a character dies, like their offspring takes over or their descendant, something like that, and they have like better stats in general. Like it's not always better; it's a bit randomized, but that's how that game progresses.
I think that so there's a relationship system in this game, and if you get two character relationships up high enough, they have progeny, which I believe is basically just like a recolor with different stats. But you can pick either one. Like I could pick either Nodo or Vash as the saboteur. All right, so this is sort of like your first level in the run. So that you might notice I keep calling it a run. That's basically what this game is. It's just a series of runs, and you go to different planets trying to save them. And it's basically a series of battles. So here's my first battle. Alright, so I have my three characters on the left, enemies on the right, and there's a lot to look into here. I actually haven't used this character before, so I'm not exactly sure what he can do. So it's a turn-based combat system, or I guess more appropriately round-based. And so you look at the top and you see the timeline. And basically I can see where the two enemy characters are going to act, and when I target them, like that's that character, that's that character.
And your turns are on the nodes.
No, the nodes are just there for visual effect. You can also.
Well, what I'm saying is that like you're gonna get looks like 3 actions before.
No, that's the timeline.
Oh, I see.
It's just like a marker. It just splits up the timeline a bit. So like, Davion can do blade throw or siphon stab here. Blade throw, and as you can see, if I look at the bottom here, flurry, it does 33 damage or 17 times 2 damage on the characters, and it actually gives you a preview of how much damage it'll do. And they have a shield bar and a health bar and an armor on the left, so there's 3 different things you have to pay attention to. I'm gonna attack this person, have you attack this person, and have you attack this person. Now, let's watch it go. Shields are down. Got one of them.
This art style definitely reminds me of Octopath a little bit, though.
I think they actually did call it a 2.5D thing, which is a similar phrasing to the HD 2D or whatever.
I really like how they have the different layers of where the sprites are actually being drawn. So you even have like some leaves being blown in front of the combat,
Yeah.
which is really neat. Like the game itself just looks visually stunning. Like the art style is really good.
Right. So on the timeline, when you attack before an enemy attacks, you will always get a critical. Like for example, I'm selected on Nodo right now, and when I do straight shot, if you look at his attack there, it normally does 25 damage, but if I get the crit bonus, it does 13 more damage. It does 2 armor, and it delays them by 20 seconds. And so when I click this, I see that his attack, the enemy's attack, is pushed backwards. See that? So it's telling me to move to the end of the timeline, and I'm also going to do some armor damage and whatnot, so I'm going to have him attack, and then I'm just going to have the other people attack too. At the start of the run, you don't have to think about it too much, because you can usually just beat him.
Oh, but he doesn't go first.
No.
Oh, because his attack is later on the timeline. All right.
Yeah, I chose his attack first, but his attack was not the fastest one.
What I was going to say earlier is that it's like obviously the character and the enemy models are very retro inspired, but you can kind of tell even as a layman that it's using some newer tech in terms of like the animations, post processing sort of things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got a cool individual like blend to it.
All right, I leveled up Nodo, and now we learn Trick Shot. All right.
Does everyone start at level 1 every time you start?
Yep.
Every round, every run.
Yep. Another battle.
Are the battles random? Like old school Shattering Glass?
No, I should explain that a little bit more. But this game does have a speed up mode, so.
Very well, what game? There was a game like that I was playing that also, like, I guess the Final Fantasy games on PC have like 4x modes and things like that. Well, also, this is kind of a specific example, but the round-based combat where you select all your actions and then watch it play out in a turbo mode. Last Remnant did that on, at least on PC in the remaster.
Yeah, round-based mode is like most older Dragon Quests are like that. Actually, the newest one is more pure turn-based and things like that. So I'm fighting a kind of a boss type character. Now this is where things get a little bit confusing. It'll get more and more complex as we go. So he is doing an ability called Overwatch, which what that means is whenever I attack this person, he will counter. So if you look at his ability there, Overwatch hit, it's a counter, it does 20 damage, and blah, blah, blah. But
that feels very like XCOM-y or something, where you set up a character to like take a position and then they like defend that area, or they attack when their allies attacked.
Yeah, so... But I can attack him. You can't always do this depending on where the enemies are, but if I attack him, he won't counter. He'll only counter if I'm attacking his friend, so I'm going to attack him. And now he's doing fire. Just clear him out. Now, if you look at my characters on the left, their health in the lower left, I also have a shield and a health bar. Your shield bar will return every round or every battle, but your health bar will not. So Nodo actually took some damage. That's pretty much permanent. But we'll get to more of that in a second. And now I can take out this guy.
So that's like the long-term attrition mechanic.
Right. Kind of like other side. Got a card. I'll get to those later.
Yeah.
Now this system here is kind of like the Nemesis system in those Shadow of Mordor games. I just beat one of them. All right.
So that was like a really quick glimpse. Like there's like a pantheon of nemesis.
Yeah. All right. So I just found a gear cache. Now these are procedurally generated, random. So like what you pick up is random. Let's see. I think the most useful one is actually this one. For now, actually,
this is kind of like a Void Terrarium a little bit.
Yeah, I just picked up the rifle, which I'm going to give to my rifle guy, which will increase his damage. I forgot I got a sword.
Looks confident.
Yeah. All right. On the upper left, there's several different currencies you get, and you use DNA to level up people. So I'm going to level up my people level.
Just like in real life.
Yeah. Alright, so when you level them up, they oftentimes gain skills and HP and stuff.
Does it heal them or no?
No. So in every run, the first level is a little different. Alright, here's a camp scene. So in between every battle, you can do camp. That card I got for beating that just kind of sub-boss. And that raised their friendship meter a little bit. So I can basically choose each person and it'll show like how much of friends they are with each other person. And each character has a various set of cards that they can use, and you get more cards as you go. So like for example, his first card is attacks, drain shields, 5 shields for 2 combats, and it affects everyone. So I'm going to do that.
Combats.
Yeah, you just call him a combat. And his card is also drain shields for one other person. and there's different action. There's like a different action point cost there. So I used up all my points. I don't have a lot of cards to start with.
What is the like robot sentry thing? That's like who you're playing as.
Oh yeah, he's not a party member. You just sort of follow him around. All right, so I don't think I can scroll on this map here, but there are 3 different planets that you go to, and I'm on the first planet, which is this one on the left here, and that's basically just highlighted like here are the bosses on this planet.
Oh, and that, can you go back to that? Or it showed the list of what he likes and what that enemy's good at and not good at, and that is also, I didn't see it quite the first time, but that is very Nemesis system. Like Nemesis system, I've only played the first Shadow of Mordor game where it's like uses arrows, immune to this, weak to fire, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so how the game, so that first level is a little bit different, but how the game is generally set up is you get put on this sort of map, this world map. This map, the overall like orientation of this map never changes, but like what is actually in each section of the map does, and where you start changes from run to run, so it's like semi-random. And now each map is basically subdivided into different sections. So like right now I'm just in this section here, right? And I can either go down, and there's a little circle here, or up. Now the thing is if you look in the upper part there, it says charges. I have 3 of them. You can only break 3 of these barriers every day. So you can't like go infinitely everywhere all the time. So I kind of have to choose which direction I want to go in, and then I'll use one of my charges. And then after 3 days, you have to fight the boss no matter what. So I'm going to look here. If I go this direction, I can get shields, which are good. And then there's a full heal kit there, which is good. And then there's equipment here. If I go up, there's nothing in this section except a battle. So there can only be up to one battle per section. So there's a battle there, there's a battle there, and there's equipment over here, but it's just common. So I think I'll go down here. There's another wrinkle to this, where like this section, it says this area is about to be locked down. If I don't go there on this day, then I won't be able to go there ever, like on this run. Anyways, let me just go down. I don't want to explain too much because it's a very dense game, and if I just explain everything, it'll take forever. All right, battle.
It's so like basically time is a resource, sort of.
All right, I'm gonna try to take out shooty guy here. All right, and then shoot him.
I know you said obviously that this game is not story driven, and I'm not expecting it to be, but like, can you tell me just like what is the premise? Like, what are these characters fighting? Is it just as simple as robot invasion and they're repelling it?
Yeah, there's basically an invasion of enemies that are basically invading the galaxy, and you have to fight them off, sort of thing. And how they tie in the roguelike mechanics to it is that they're not just invading one galaxy, they're invading every galaxy, every permutation of galaxies that exists in every reality. So what that means is if you fail, like if you die, which happens more often than you're gonna win, that just means that galaxy failed, and you jump to the next one, and then you try again, sort of thing. And then even if you win, it's like, all right, that galaxy is saved, you gotta jump to the next one, sort of thing. So that's how they tie in, like, it's this endless war across endless galaxies, and that's what the game is. So yeah.
Maybe this is a silly question, but like, let's say you struggle a bit, you progress your characters, and then you get better at the game, you make better decisions, and then eventually you win. Like you make your way through. Like, does something from that carry over to the next run through?
No. Well, here's the weird thing. The character I'm playing as now, or the main character, Davion, I unlocked him after beating the game, but that also locked the other character, Win, and I had to like beat the game again to get her back. I don't know if it like just keeps swapping between them each time you win. I don't know. It's just kind of an odd thing. All right, so I got to the shield generator, and I'm gonna just put shields on my. Wait, which one is Davion? Who's the Paragon? All right. So just gave him more shields, basically. Go this way. You got a cheap shot. So one thing that's kind of interesting about this game's combat is that, in a way, it is actually completely deterministic. You can never miss, and criticals will always happen when you set them up properly. Like you're either going to crit or you're not. So there is no randomness in a way in the battles themselves, which is kind of interesting. It's like where all the randomness comes in terms of like the map design and which equipment you pick up and things like that. So it's actually kind of not many games are like that, because you usually have to rely a little bit on luck.
Usually something determines on percent chance to cause a status effect or to crit or something.
Right. All right, I can take out. All right. So the shield guy here, he mainly steals shields and puts them back on, steals your shields and puts them back on their characters. So I don't really usually target him first, because he doesn't actually do like damage. So I target the other guys first. I'm just gonna do the
Looking back a bit, when you got that shields thing, I thought it was interesting that it called out your characters by their like role, Saboteur, Paragon, instead of their name. So that kind of suggests to me, and then also you're talking about how your current main character swapped after you beat the game once, or you beat the run. So it's almost like the character is, I'm not going to say procedural random, but it's they're just that version, that universe's version of that role, of that person, and it's not fixed in place.
Than characters, really.
That would fit with the whole roguelike thing, though.
I don't think I'm strong enough to take this guy on yet, so I think I'm going to, because it tells me what level they are. Like he's level 3, but I don't have to fight him yet. I'm gonna go down and fight this guy instead.
So I see it kind of looks like a random battle with the glass shaking or shattering, but it's just this is the enemy on this node of the map.
Like I said, I'm using a team that I usually haven't used before. I don't really have much in terms of like protection or healing. I'm just all glass cannon here. So I don't know how long it's gonna last me.
One thing that's kind of hard to see right now is I can kind of see the different attacks your characters are doing, but like the different enemy types, I'm not having a good time seeing like, okay, this enemy does this sort of thing where he does a lot of damage to a single target, or this enemy buffs the others.
Yeah.
Does that become like more evident later on?
Yeah, it does. You know, like just like any game, it starts out much more simple than it becomes. So now it's nighttime, and you can kind of wander a bit at night and pick up a few items, but otherwise, I'm just gonna go do my camping. You camp every night.
And you have to camp?
Yes. All right, let's see.
So camping is just like the way to advance time, basically.
Right. Oops.
Camping is almost like a deck building game. There's like roguelike elements, JRPG type elements, deck building elements.
There's relationships, there's a nemesis system. Yeah, it gets kind of... All right.
So at most on any given day is 3 battles, 3 combats, the max?
Yes, but not every zone in the map will have a combat.
So basically, if you have a card that says does such for 2 combats, or 3 combats if you eventually get those, that's pretty good, because that carries you until the next camp,
Yeah,
basically.
like for example, I just broke into this area, which does not have a combat. But this area has an armor station, and now what are my character's armor? All right, 10, 3, 6. I'm just gonna...
I didn't see that, but okay.
Okay. He has 13, he has...
Oh, I see it. Oh, I see that thing at the bottom, like where it shows, what's that right above required? That armor.
Oh, that's how much damage they do on their normal attack.
Oh, 2 armor. Okay.
Yeah,
I get you.
There are a lot of numbers. It takes a little bit of getting used to. Let's see. What level is this guy? I should might be able to take one of these out. Oh, he's only level 2, so I should be able to take him out. I hope. All right, so this is where I actually have to pay attention to what they're doing. So he's doing Laser Storm and he's doing Fire. And I can see he's attacking Davion here, and I can see it's going to do all of his shield damage, or shield health. He is also attacking Davion, and basically will also... Their attacks combined will do all of his shield damage. So what I want to do is I think I'm going to have Nodo. If I attack, I think I should be able to beat the smaller guy first. Oh shoot, I'm not going to be able to kill him unless I have him gang up on him. Alright, let's just do that.
Yeah, like rudimentary, I know, but it's like, hey, take out the guy that's got less health, just so he's out of the picture.
He's going to take a hit, and that'll take out all of his shields, but... Or actually, he didn't even take out all of his shields because I took out the small guy before he attacked. So now he's doing the same attack. I don't think... So one thing my team is actually lacking right now is only Nodo can delay. If you can delay fast or far enough, you can actually make it so they don't attack at all in this turn. But I can only delay 20 seconds, and my other people don't have... or actually, I can do Blitz. I forgot I learned this at level 3. So Blitz is an attack where it does not a lot of damage, but you see it does 50 seconds of delay. So what I can actually do is I can do that, and if you notice now it says break. That means he's actually not going to do any damage this turn. And that's actually really
You're basically pushing his round to the next turn or whatever.
Yeah. So
or his turn to the next round.
And also break isn't an immediate attack, so it's going to take place right away. So now he's broken.
So it's outside the round system.
Yeah. And now I can do damage to him. Now he's got a fair bit of health. So first round will just be taking out his shields, basically. But now he didn't attack. Now I can actually do Blitz again, and it might... Yeah, it's going to break him again.
Oh, so what is the... what's the trade-off? Like, you can't just Blitz every round, can you?
You can, but he's going to move up and up on the round each turn. So now he's attacking very high up in the round, and I don't think Blitz... Yeah, now Blitz won't break him. But here's the thing. Here's where like a little bit of strategy comes in. So my machine gun guy is pretty slow. Like his attack doesn't go off until halfway through. And what that means is he's not going to get his crit bonus because he's not attacking before the enemy attacks, right? But
unless you blitz the enemy.
If I do Blitz, so now that means not only am I going to do crits on him, but he's not going to do crits on me. So it's kind of like double good in a way. And I should be able to.
That's always good to find those double good things.
All right, beat him. And so intel you use to unlock things at the base in DNA is your EXP, basically. Have another card. All right. And the other Nemesis characters, like not all the enemies are Nemesis characters, but some of them that have the icon above their head will comment. All right, I got some level ups, so I might as well use them, right? Oops. He's gonna learn ability. I've never used him before, so I don't know what his abilities are. Or you got a card. Generic agreeableness was this card. All right. I got an equipment tech.
I feel attacked.
I got an equipment here. Oh, I got a new sword. Let's see, and I can compare it to my old sword. It does more damage and bleeding. It seems better, so I'm gonna do that.
So how long would you say like a full run takes, like a successful one?
Some of the later battles themselves can get really long depending on how much you're thinking and strategizing, but overall it's like a few hours per run. Let's see. Where did it go? I'm also kind of going this actually kind of slow to kind of explain things.
How many like planet?
There's 3 planets.
Are there?
And then a final thing.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
All right, this guy is actually kind of an annoying idiot. So he does burning and he's really tough. So I can see he's going to do armor or shield damage to Davion. So I'm going to... I think actually... Yeah, I think I want to blitz him and then...
But I say, like, blitzing seems like a good strat.
The unbeatable.
Oh, also,
How effective is defending? Would you ever do that?
It basically makes it so you take 50% less damage. I do it. I usually defend when they're going to do a...
HP health?
Yeah.
Like red health?
Now, another thing. See that 2 on his icon? I can only delay him 2 more times, and then you can't delay him for 1 turn, sort of thing. So you do. There is a limit to how often you can delay, but delay is very useful. This all offense team is working for now, but I have a feeling it's gonna bite me in the butt later.
When you can't kill an enemy before it attacks you.
Alright.
I love the sound design. I know that's such like a little thing, but well, actually, it's not really a little thing. But specifically in this, from what you showed us, it just sounds really nice.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
I don't think, or I won't say I don't like it, but I have to get used to like the glitching effects or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like during the attack when you're speeding up.
It's there. It does like weird things with like the waviness on the screen and things like that. And that's part of the game. So it's not the recording. Oh, so his generic agreeableness card that he got at level 3, it heals health and it makes the person that he gives it to give 15% more damage. So I'm actually going to give that to Nodo, and you can see it'll heal his health a little bit. And now he's going to do more damage for two combats. All right, Nodo and what's his face are pretty close to being buddies. Let's see.
What's his face?
Davion.
The memorable protagonist.
They're like I said, they're not really characters. They're more units, and that's what the game is. I kind of feel like that anime-ish trailer kind of belies what the actual type of game it is. That's just like
it's like they contracted that out, and they're just like, here's a character design, give us a cool 50 seconds of something awesome looking.
The characters do have a little bit of personality. So like now that they ranked up in their friendship, they're gonna talk. Like, what's the most virtuous heroic thing you've done today? I gave my mentor a hollow call. Like his mentor is a con artist. Now, because they're companions now, Davion does 5% more stagger on all of his attacks, and Nodo does 5% or plus 5 shield attacks on all attack. So you basically want to power them up through their friendships. All right, do this. Okay, last day. So I'm gonna have to. I have 3 more basically breaches I can do, and then I have to fight the boss. So what would be most useful? I've already unlocked the health pack that I can use. There's an equipment here. There's an equipment there. Equipment is really useful, so I think I'm gonna try to take on that level 3 guy. I'm level 3 now, so. Oh,
I have a couple questions about long-term progression, but I think they might be answered as soon as you beat or lose to the boss, so I'll hold off.
I don't think I ever answered this before. Your droid guy is basically the guy that does like these breaches. He's like not a party member. You just sort of follow him. All right.
Oh, I thought that guy before was like a unique design, but now there he is again.
Nope.
And I see sometimes if you crit, you do a debuff to their defense.
So I decided to have the Laser Storm guy not attack this turn. So I could have done more damage to the other units, but I think it was better to not have him attack. All right.
Man, that glitching out effect is... I'm okay with it. I just gotta get used to it.
It's also more prevalent when you like zoom do the fast forwarding. But let's see. I think I might actually want to take out the shield like sucking guy first because he's gonna make this guy harder to take out. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blitz this guy out of the turn again. And then
blitzing seems like a good strat. I feel like Anakin episode 1. Like, I'll try blitzing. That's a good trick.
All right. So now see how his turn thing says 0 now? I cannot delay him this turn, so he's going to get an attack off. He's attacking Davion. He's going to do all of his shield health. But I think what would be best is to just take this hit. Now he gained an ability called Heroic Resolve, and again, I haven't used it in the book before, but it looks like it's a free action, which means it takes place before the turn. It increases his damage by 25% and makes him immune to crits. That seems good, and it also gives him 35 shield. So like that's like a buff for himself. So I think I might do that. Actually, let me do that. Oh no, it does it on the other characters.
Or does it do it on all 3, or?
It looks like he does.
It looks like it's.
I'm not actually.
It shows the blue health bar going up.
Here, let me just do it. Oh, it does do it on him too. Okay, so now everyone does more strength and is immune to crits.
That seems good.
Yeah. All right, stuck.
sliver of shields left.
Okay, so now he's doing a charging attack. So like next turn he's going to do a super powerful attack. But I think
So that's when you just defend.
Well, I think I should be able to just do a lot of damage to him.
Hyper beam
on this turn. Okay, I can't kill him, but I will be able to do a lot of damage.
Well, hopefully on his second turn he's not going right away.
Yeah. Okay, actually now he's doing a retreat because I got him weak enough. So
basically you win.
Yeah. The Nemesis enemies, they can retreat, but you want to beat them because they give you that red currency, which you use for unlocks. Alright.
Well, in the Nemesis system in Mordor, it's like if they win, they come back with a new buff.
Yes.
Which kind of works well on principle, but I think one of the criticisms of that game was that it was too easy to always win the first time before the Nemesis is allowed to get any stronger.
Alright, let's see.
Where do you see the comparison? Like, I see that goes to your second character.
Well, like, Davion has a sword already. Like, this sword does burning damage, but less damage overall.
Oh, I see. The new sword is in the green, and the current sword is below it.
Yeah, but like, but the blaster is for Nodo, but he doesn't have a blaster. I mean, he doesn't have like anything besides his default one, sort of thing. So if I give him that, he'll do more damage to shields and inflict ionize, which ionize is a status where they take even more damage for shields, like their shields aren't as strong, sort of thing. Or I can do this health thing. I think I'll just go ahead and give him this blaster. All right, give him a blaster. Ooh. All right, now I'm gonna take on this guy.
Did you have to, or
no? You just get more bonuses for taking them on. So he's the red one. Oh, he got a
Stormtroopers.
Yeah. Okay, he's doing Overwatch. I think it might just be best for me to.
I can kind of see that being a nice little strategy thing where you kind of are. I'm naturally inclined to like, okay, take out his health first. But if I do that, I'm going to eat damage from his Overwatch.
All right. Okay, that'll kill him. And kill one of the other guys.
So your middle dude, Blitzer, has taken some damage.
Yeah.
So now basically, do you get anything bonus for defeating all three of the nemesis in this area?
No, you just get a little bit for each one, so they're worth taking out. This one.
It looks like they do heal a little bit when they level up.
Well, they gain like a plus to their total.
Oh, I see. It's just they have a higher percentage of their health because now they have higher max health. Never mind.
All right.
Oh, you just got him a blaster, and there's another one.
Yeah, and that's actually a slightly better blaster, to be honest. I might just swap them out.
So they don't actually have like stats. Like this blaster has X to Y DPS. It's all
yes. It's all
strategy in terms of that's what I meant.
I think I'm gonna.
I was getting there.
So I kind of wasted one because I got a blaster that wasn't as good, but you can't tell what you're gonna get next. All right.
So what are his other two equipment slots?
They have like armor and accessory. Now, before I fight the boss, well, actually, I have one more charge.
You can go one more place.
Let's see, I can fight them. I think.
What is that like crystal thing in the center?
Oh, that's where you fight the boss early if you want, but there's really no reason to.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna get the credits. Credits you buy stuff with later. All right, now before I fight the boss, I'm going to use this heal that I've been saving. Aha.
Very smart. That's 200 IQ right there.
All right. I can't level up again, can I? No. All right. Time to do the final camp before the first main boss, which I have no idea if I'll be able to take him out. All right. So what would be good against the boss? Actually, first I think I want Davion and Machine Gun Guy to become friends. So I might do this. This heals them, but it also gives them 15% more damage. The Machine Gun Guy is actually like really strong. And then I'll do this. Well, let's see. There, I'll do this.
So if you have like a really strong ability that lasts one combat right before the boss, be a smart time to save those.
But like, so one of the
Each get a bonus.
one of the machine gun guy's abilities is that he can mark an enemy, which is like a status on its own that doesn't do a whole lot. But as you can see, like if he marks an enemy now, Savion will do more damage against him, so it's like worth doing. All right, let's see. I think this will be good ability too, to reduce his damage potential. Let's see. More shield defense. And you get more cards as you level.
Before you fight the boss, let me ask a couple of just like systematic questions. Once you pick a group of 3 characters, are you stuck with them throughout that whole planet?
Yes.
You can't go out and like change them out?
Right. But you can get another character if you beat the planet. So let me see if I can win. The first boss is tough. And like I said, I've never really used this team before, so it's kind of, I'm not using my usual strategy. And I might be clicking through some of it, but like some of the people do have like just random bits of comments here and there, but alright, first boss.
I like the backdrop.
Yeah, it's a Titan.
Just like rusted out husk of a giant robot.
And you can see it's got like this 3D effect. So
It's not completely planar.
Yeah, he's doing a burst shot, and you can see how much damage that's going to do to Davion. It's doing quite a bit. So
Is this where you might defend?
Well, I can blitz him out.
Try blitzing.
But now his,
okay.
Now his blitz does 60 seconds, which is quite a lot. I think 60 seconds is actually the whole bar. But yeah, it's
8 rounds is a minute. All right.
Oh, and blitz also lowers defense, by the way. So like now his defense is lower. I think I'm gonna go ahead and have you mark him. So now his defense
He's just a
is lower.
blitz specialist. That's all he is.
No, that's literally what he's supposed to be. That Saboteur Nodo guy. Like that's what he's supposed to be good at, and that's why I picked him, because blitzing is very useful.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the blade throw. Yeah.
Can you let some of the animations play out at normal speed? I just want to see them like
Oh sure.
as intended. Like I'm sure once you play through a bunch of times, you want to go fast the whole time. But
How cool animations though, like visually and audio wise, I'm really on board with this so far. I'm really bad at turn-based, so
Yeah. I just realized I don't really have a lot of people who can take out armor very well, so he's got a lot of armor, which basically lowers my damage.
so the 35 on his armor is like an armor rating.
Yeah. The shield is down, but he has armor. Now I cannot delay on this turn now, and he's going to do quite a bit of damage to Davion. But I think what I will do is this one ability called Trick Shot. Now Trick Shot can stun. You can only do it once per combat, and as you see, it costs 15 Fury. That's a currency I haven't used yet, and I have full Fury. So I'm gonna do Trick Shot.
And so many like bars
Yes.
to manage. I could see it being really engaging once you get into it, but
Right.
man,
This is
like, you
definitely
gotta
a
ramp
little
up
bit
to it.
late, but I really love the design of the stage. How there's like water coming out of that robot skeleton's eyes, and it's flowing through the cracks. That's a really cool animation job there.
And across the bridge into the foreground too.
All right, I'm just gonna deal damage. I don't think I have a lot that I can take out armor with, so I kind of have to just.
Whittle him down.
Yeah.
But I can sort of see like the party balance where it's like if you did bring someone who was good at armor damage, then you might not have the delay capabilities or the other things that are also good to have.
Okay, now he's doing napalm missiles, which are like really strong and attack everybody. So now I'm gonna do one of the machine gun guy's abilities, Buckshot, which is sort of the same thing. So he's stunned again. Alright, so now I can just...
Seems like you're doing really well so far.
Yeah, but I've used up both of my 3 stuns, basically.
Yeah.
This raises their shield, so I don't know if I want to do that yet.
Yeah, wait till they take some shield damage first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how, is that explosive trap good?
It's good against multiple enemies, so not so much on the boss.
What was that?
Okay, so now he's doing reboot, which will heal his health a little bit. And when he's doing reboot, he has a counter. So I think this will be a good time for me to do this buff. And a good time for me to plant explosives.
Just let him take the health. And while
I think I might have him do this lock target because it'll mark him. He'll take damage, but then this buff should heal him a little bit back.
Okay.
So he countered.
Honestly, by this point, I'd really be dead. I'd be dead second battle.
Oh yeah, see, I just see since I was smart and did his result after the counter. I basically
counter.
Shield back up. Actually, I didn't realize that this is a free action. It doesn't use the turn, so I could have him attack, but I think I will not. I don't think it's worth taking all that damage. So he's going to reboot a little bit.
a lot of it. I don't know, half his health, or half his shields.
Half his shield's not too bad. Okay, he's doing napalm missiles again, but I should be able to break him out of it. All right.
Blitzing is a good trick.
Yeah, just do damage again. That armor is hurting me. I'm not able to take out his health very fast. All right, he's doing napalm missiles again. Let me blitz again.
Again.
Well, I won't be able to blitz the next turn. Okay, he's getting there. See, now he's going to do napalm missiles, and there's nothing I can do to break it. I've used up my stun.
You detonate the traps?
I can detonate the
What does that
traps.
do?
They'll do damage. They'll do quite a bit of damage. I think at this point, it's best for me just to eat the damage and just try to do as much damage to him as I can.
Famous
When you defeat a boss, do you get like any of the health back at all, or?
I believe so. I don't actually remember offhand. All right.
So otherwise, you're just like seeing the
he's
damage for now.
Crawl out of there on your knees.
Yeah, do it. Why not? No. A lot of
Oof.
damage.
Well, actually, it wasn't that bad. Well, it took out all your shields.
Well,
Not all of them, but several.
And they're burning.
They're burning.
It seems good.
Okay, he's doing burst shot again. Your favorite technique, Bryan.
It seems like that's just what he does.
Yeah,
You just have him do that every turn, and you can't go wrong.
That's why I picked him. Alright. Alright, I think I'm gonna win. Ah. Woo.
And I can kind of see the 3 tiers, like the 3 planets,
Right.
and then you open up the last path. I kind of see how it works.
Alright, so this is basically your break in between missions. So there's 2 different shops that I can spend money at. First of all, let me level up. Actually, no, not yet. So here are the...
So wait, you kind of click through it, but there's really no like pomp and circumstance. You're just done.
No, I didn't click through anything, really. Yeah, this is your break between missions. Now, these 2 characters have joined my team. I've never actually used Juggernaut.
Kind of like her design.
Just realised that he reminds me of Star-Lord.
Yeah. Empath is good at healing. I wonder if Juggernaut is good at armor damage. I might just do the Juggernaut, just go with this, Yeah, why not? I'm still like an offense focused team. I've never used Juggernaut. Alright, I have Juggernaut now. Let me level her up. Again, they have a name, but you kind of just refer to them as their class.
Well, it seems like the name can change depending on like which universe you're in.
No, the name is actually the same each time. It's just
Oh, okay.
if I get their progeny, it's different. All right, leveled her up a few times to catch her up. What does she? She uses a shield or gloves. Okay, let's see. Actually, let me just.
So she doesn't sub out. You just have a 4-man party now.
Yeah.
4-person party.
Okay. There, she does so. Like one of her crits does 10 armor, so that's like okay. I needed that. I needed someone who could do armor. So she has a punch, unleash, and I haven't even gotten into like this is a normal attack, this is a light attack, and there's other types of attacks, like flurry attacks, flurry AOE. So yeah, there's a lot. All right, let me see what I can buy.
There's a lot.
There's a weapons merchant and an extra merchant. Weapons.
But do you get to go back to that area that had like the cantina and all that, or no?
Only when you die. Let's see.
Oh.
That seems like a good glove. So I have 69 credits, so I can't buy everything. But having a glove for... Oh, both these...
Because she just has... Oh, I see. So some of them have shared equipment types.
Yeah. So let's see. So he has a sword and a glove that he can use. But she... Okay, I'm just going to give her the glove, which has more damage to shields and more armor damage. Alright, cool. Now let's see what else I can buy. And these are random again. I should maybe buy these 2 different defense things. Yeah, I think I will.
Auto regen and shield seems cool.
Yeah.
Seems
And
cool.
one of them resists pyro, and one of them resists nitro, and each person can equip those. So that
I'm guessing pyro is burn status,
Mhm.
and nitro is ice status.
I don't quite remember. All right, so I gave basically my frontline fighters those, and let me see my formation. Yeah, so they already put her in the front. All right, I have 15.
I like how you just casually like run by, like, oh yeah, there's also front row and back row or whatever. Like, man.
Let's see. I don't think there's anything else. The only thing I can buy is this, but it's not as good. All right.
So you didn't end up dying, but if you had died, what would you like? So I assume that this has some sort of long-term progression, as always, to make it to the next go through is easier.
So in the upper left, my 4 currencies. DNA is the purple one. That's how you level up. And you can see I have 8, but I need 26 to level him up, 22, 20, 34, 16 to level him up. The red currency are like, the enemies are called the Imperium, and those are like Imperium credits. And that's what you use to buy, like what you do is you unlock weapons that that will basically show up in chests or in shops. So it's like unlocking the capability to get a weapon later, sort of thing. Like I might
Adding it to the deck.
Right, adding it to the pool of weapons that are available. And then the blue credits are called Intel, and that's actually what you can use to unlock some of the characters, as well as some other bonuses. So those things are your like permanent run-to-run progression. All right, next planet. So here's like a little bit of story. Oh, I just...
Wait, is it really just that one line?
Yeah. It resurrected one of
I thought you like...
No,
I
I
see.
didn't skip through anything. All right. So this is basically...
It's a shame because that cutscene really sets up like something kind of cool.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like I'm fine with a story-like game. I just thought it was gonna be more like, man, here's an ominous looking like platform of the evil empire, and then basically the guy is just like, oh, I'm back.
So my Juggernaut can repair and attacks to buff armor. Okay. Probably good for him. Let's see. So I can only do so many cards per dinner. You can see my available actions in the upper left.
Is this like a more involved version of the campfire that's between planets
No, it's just the same. It's just a different backdrop.
setting?
All right, I'm making the machine gun guy and sword guy partners.
Wait, they weren't before?
They were companions, and now they're partners.
Okay.
This guy, by the way, is a conspiracy theorist. Just like different characters have have a like a really shallow personality in a way. So like this guy is saying that like toothpaste has nanobots. And, like,
And
Yeah.
he's naive, and he's like, okay, I'll avoid toothpaste from now on.
so now they're partners, and that gave them a combo attack. This video might be a little longer than the previous one, so there's just kind of a lot to show. All right.
Well, like going from one planet to the next is kind of like the closing out the loop. Like that's kind of showing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that from here you can start to extrapolate. Like, okay, I get how it flows.
Mm-hmm. And it's basically highlighting the different Nemesis characters. That's right, the boss early. All right. So like again, I have 3 days and 3 charges per day. So I kind of like look. Food dispensers, you can get extra cards that can actually be very useful. If I go this way, this area is going to be locked down. There's enemies at a shield station. That's good. It's basically like a permanent increase to shields. There's equipment over here. If I go the other direction, food container, credits, so I can get more credits that way. Shields are more important. Let me just do at least a couple more battles so like now I have a different character to try out. Alright, so he just took off. Okay. She can do punch or unleash. Unleash doesn't seem to do a whole lot of damage. Taunts the enemy. So it makes it so she gets... they'll attack her, but she gets shields every time she's hit. So it's basically like attack me. I guess it's like a taunt. Unleash is a taunt. But she can do punches too, which do quite a bit of damage. But she's slow. Okay. I guess it makes sense that Juggernaut would be slow.
So that's kind of just 2 roles that she fills. She's like a soak up damage tank, or whittles down armor. That also makes her seem like a good candidate for that equipment that recharges her shields just natively. Mm-hmm. And how that machine gun guy is animated, he looks like he has like chicken legs in the back row there. Look at him. And that main character always looks like he's like about to die. His like stance.
I do love some of the takeaways we have. Like Adam's there, like this is really deep and involved, and we're like, hey, chicken legs.
He skips leg day. I see that your Fury hasn't come back from your boss fight.
Yeah, it goes up slowly.
Oh, I see. It's recharging.
I feel like this team is actually working out pretty well. Like I haven't really struggled at all. Not yet. But I have like no healing though. Or shield regen. Oh.
You have that 1 buff.
So they have a shield guy on their team. Actually, this would be a good. This is a good battle to do plant explosives. All right. Let's see. So if I look at what they're doing, he's shielding the guy in the back. That seems like kind of a dumb move. Like, why don't you shield the guys in the front?
Is the front back basically kind of like FF6 style, where if they have a ranged attack, they do the same amount of damage, but they take less damage if there's people in front of them?
It looks like it's hard for the Juggernaut to do crits because she's so slow. I'm not exactly sure the best way to use her yet. So like she actually got crit twice. All right, now I'm going to do my detonate, and that actually delays everybody.
So now she will crit.
Yeah, basically. And she does a lot of armor damage, so I can attack the clobber and basically do all of his armor. Do this. There, that should work. Speed through those, sorry.
I bet you, like, whenever I play any of those RPGs that have a speed up mode, whenever you go back to like normal mode, you're like, man, this is molasses.
So my Juggernaut took a little bit of damage because she got crit twice, but it seems like sort of her weakness. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's much else to show. That's pretty much what the loop of the game is. You go as far as you can. You get more characters. The enemies... I'm going to give Juggernaut more shields. The enemies, like, patterns get a little bit more complex because there's, like, more units in matches. So, like, there gets, like, you saw, like, some shielding there and so on. So it does get harder and more complex. Like, now there's 5 enemies.
So let's see, if you're on the second planet and you gain a unit after this, so you have 5 on the third planet, and then on the last run of the game you have six total units.
No, you only get 5.
Okay.
Okay, so it caps off.
You get 1 after the second planet, and then after the third you kind of go to the final planet, but you don't get another person. But yeah.
Here's another kind of cool backdrop with the creature in the background actually like, looking at you and moving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, even his like tail is like wriggling.
Yeah. So I got a combination attack between my sword guy and rifle guy, which just looks to do like a bunch of single target damage.
So it's like a boss buster.
And you can see here actually with these guys, I can only attack the 2 guys in front.
Oh, so certain attacks can only reach the front row. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Man, so there's a lot of thought into like all the systems at play.
Yeah.
Very mechanically driven game.
It definitely is. I think I've seen some people excited for this game because they like the art style and they like that anime trailer, and it's like, well, I think it's a fairly cool game in terms of like the systems and roguelike, but it's not story driven really at all. So I think some people might be disappointed in that.
I mean, I can definitely see why, like, all of us were like, wow, that's really cool, and then straight away you had to be like, yeah, not really. Let's focus on that.
I think it is cool. I think it's just kind of, you have to know what to expect sort of thing.
Yeah, temper your expectations.
Like what type of game this actually is. Like 90% of the time you're going to be in battles. Like that's what it is.
I mean, by its own merit of what you've shown us, it looks cool. It's just that story focus would have been cool as well, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's also like an endless game. Like I beat it once and it's like, okay, you can fight, you can do it again. All right.
Yeah, I'll definitely say the game seems to have quite a bit going for it. I mean, you can say, oh, I wish it had story content, but I mean, clearly not every game needs that, and like everything else about it seems impressive, I'd say. Like the visuals are obviously the clearest thing you can point to, but the gameplay looks like it has a lot going for it in the sense that there's a lot of experimentation and all that. So.
I actually have been forgetting to level up my units the last couple of battles. I'm handicapping myself.
That might help you.
Yeah.
So is there multiple difficulty modes? Maybe you mentioned that earlier.
I actually noticed this earlier in the video. There wasn't multiple difficulty modes the first time through, but I noticed I unlocked like an expert difficulty now, like this since I've beaten it once. So now
yeah, because I was gonna say, like, if it doesn't seem like you've been having too much issues with battles, and you've been forgetting to level up. So
I just want to mention that this game was harder, and now I feel like I'm just doing really well. Like this is better than I normally am doing. But...
Are you getting any sort of leg up from the fact that you've already cleared the game once, or no, not really? I know I keep asking that. It's just like that's not really clear to me right now.
Not really. There actually aren't that many like permanent progression things you get, other than like certain characters you can use. Let's see. Do this.
I like how the drone is roasting a marshmallow.
Yeah,
a hologram marshmallow.
Yeah. Like, why are you even doing that? You don't even eat, and it's not even real.
It's just it's for the ambience. He's just contributing to the atmosphere.
And he's owning it.
So when I was playing through this game like the first time, I oftentimes would get to the third planet and die there, so it kind of does ramp up in difficulty. But so far, I'm doing pretty good. I don't know how much further I should go though. I think that gives a pretty good overview of what this game is. The final boss is pretty tough because he's got multiple forms, and like I said, depending on your party, you might not be able to heal very well, so kind of making sure you can survive the whole time. But like, just to mention, I have 4 characters in my party, and you saw that there were like at least 6 other units that you could use, so your party composition could be very different. And your battle strategy might be like totally at odds with what I'm doing in terms of combat.
Yeah, you could be like talking to your friend who's also playing this and be like, yeah, I had this character and all they did was blitz and it worked out really well.
Oh, I hate that guy, the big guy. Do this. Combo attack. Okay, that wasn't the most exciting combo attack. It was literally just each do our attacks separately, but at the same time.
So like what level do you end up at near the end? Like 10-ish?
10 is the maximum.
God. I do kind of like games that have like an economy of level where each one feels super meaningful, rather than like some are kind of where it's like, oh, you can get Star Ocean, for instance, where it's like, yeah, you end the game around level 70, but then you can get to fight the post game if you're level 160, or where it's just kind of like each individual level doesn't mean a whole lot. It always feels cool when you get that good chunk of abilities when you go from 5 to 6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. God, this guy has a ton.
I can already tell that that this is already becoming a bit more involved.
Oh.
And I can sort of see the ramp where like before you had 3 options to really choose from for each character, and now you've got like 5. Because I don't even see if you've done like what Repost does or what Buckshot does. Maybe you have, but I just haven't seen it.
No, I haven't.
Oh, that was a neat animation. Yeah. Him like disintegrating.
That I just whipped through, yeah. Vengeful Stance. Do that.
How do you know what it does?
You can just check. It's a counter hit.
Where does it show that?
Right there, in the middle. Vengeful hit. That's 25 damage, cannot be delayed.
Oh, I see. His counter. Gotcha.
Yeah. This should work. Took a little bit of health damage. That guy's killed me before. Or one that looks similar to him. So like, you can see at the bottom there, like all my characters are level 4, and I can see like what they're going to gain on the next level, and it's all cards. At level 5, you always gain a card. So like, for example, she'll get a card, auto armor repair. So like, I guess it repairs armor like as a passive buff for 2 turns. And disarming wink, his attack speed goes up by 5. So, all right, I think with that, it pretty much shows everything that I wanted to show. So that is Star Renegades. I think it's a pretty cool game in terms of the mechanics and the battle system. It does take a little bit of getting used to in terms of like all the numbers it throws at you, just like looking at all of this and all of.
Yeah, how many numbers are on that screen right there? Let's just go back to that screen.
There's a lot. Can I see stats anywhere? Or I don't think I can. But there's just a lot of numbers to look into, like, shields, health, damage, what their average delay is. There's a lot. There's the card system. There's all the different characters. Sorry.
It says hold Y to view details.
Oh, that's just of what they're gonna learn.
Okay.
So basically, on some level ups, they get cards that you can use, which are basically stat buffs that you can choose between, and some you get like an actual ability that they can use. There's lots of different characters. Like you've all mentioned, the art style is very unique. It's got this sort of retro, grungy kind of synth soundtrack. It almost reminds me of like DOS era games, and I guess the game sort of looks like a modern DOS era game in a way. But yeah, that's Star Renegades. Roguelike turn-based RPG is what it is. So that's...
It's not quite like any of the other ones that we've shown here.
Right. It's an interesting game. It's just one of those games I think at a glance, it's hard to tell what type of game it is. So I hope this video kind of elucidates like if this is something you're interested in or not.
I could see, unfortunately, some people going into this thinking it's like a, I don't know, like a cosmic or something, and it's really not.
Yeah.
They also stated that they're going to continually update this game, so I don't know if that means they're going to add like new characters you can choose between or weapons or whatnot. But I wonder what they'll have in store. But yeah, it's out. It should be, by the time this video is up, it should be out on basically every modern platform. So yeah, take a look if you're interested, and thanks for watching.